Hey everyone, how's it going? Thanks for joining me. I'm Kathy. Today we're going to be foam rolling. I'm going to be working on the upper back, the lats, which is this nice V-shaped muscle that goes all the way down to your hip, and the glutes. I have a separate session entirely dedicated on the legs, the quads, the inner thighs, the hamstrings, and I didn't forget about those sexy calves. For now, if this is your first time rolling, you may be wondering, what do we do with these? Maybe you've seen them at the gym, but you don't know what they're good for. Well, if you ever have sore muscles from working out, from swimming, from lifting, or just from sitting on your butt all day working, the foam roller can really help you work out those knots and those sore muscles. It can improve your mobility and increase your range of motion for when you get up to do it all over again. Today, I've brought with me two foam rollers. The first one is this light colored one. Generally, depending on the brand, the light colored ones are going to be softer, less dense, so a little bit more gentler going over those muscles. Whereas the darker ones, like this black one, has a much more dense material, so you're gonna feel it going over those muscles. Today, I'm gonna use this one. Lengthwise, this one is 35 inches long, and the short one is 17 or 18 inches long. So it's easy to throw in your car or throw in your bag and take it with you wherever you go. For now, I'm going to put this one aside. And before you start any physical activity, please be sure to consult your doctor. Let's get started with the chest opener. I'm going to set the foam roller across, and I'm actually going to lie on top of it lengthwise. This is just to get the circulation going. And if you're finding trouble balancing, go ahead and place your feet a little bit wider apart. Your hands are facing up, whether they can be at the 9 and the 3 o'clock, or they can be at the 10 and 2 o'clock, whatever is more comfortable for you. And try to drop the elbows if you can. The point here is to open up the chest and get good breathing going. So let's take a few deep inhales through the nose. We'll hold at the top of that inhale and we'll exhale through the mouth. Ready? Let's go again. Let's do a couple more. If you've seen my other videos, you know I'm all about the breathing. So let's go deep breath in. Last one. Very good. Slowly and gently get up. And we're going to move the foam roller so that it's going to be across our back. I'm going to go this way so that you can see me. And the foam roller is going to sit just underneath the shoulder blade. I'm going to hold my head up so that I'm not straining my head or my neck. And just underneath the shoulder blade, I'm going to roll up to almost my neck, but not to the neck quite yet. So I'm going from the bottom of my shoulder blade up to just underneath my neck. Keep breathing. Another movement here is short movements, so short rolls, not all the way up and all the way back. Short rolls, you might feel a little bit of popping, but it's all good. Keep that breathing going. And then on one of these rolls, see if you can drop your head a little bit. So you're arching your back a little bit, dropping your head. You might feel a bigger stretch on your upper back. Another way is you can move side to side, small movements as you're rolling the roller, as you're moving the roller. See how that feels for you. I'm going to give you 3 or 4 different movements for each muscle group. So you find what works for you. I'm finding a little bit of popping in my back, but it feels really good. Okay. When you're ready, we're going to switch it up and we're going to roll our lats, which is this muscle right behind the armpit. So we're not going to roll over the armpit. We're going to roll over the back of it. I want to start here on my right side. My right hand is going to be facing up. If you would like to, you can hold your head up with your other hand so that you're not straining your neck or your head. And I'm going to roll up and back using my feet for leverage. Here I'm also going to give you some variations. So we're going up and back. If you find a spot that's specifically crunchy or it feels like a speed bump, that means you may have found a knot. And what you can do here, instead of rolling back and forth, is you can park it. Just stay there. If you find that spot, you can really feel it. Now, if you want to go deeper, it's going to feel a little bit more intense. You can lift that hip up, so now more of your body weight is on that knot or that muscle. And then you can move it back and forth as well. One more way that you can roll your lats is, instead of going back and forth, you can go forward and lean back. Not quite like the rockaway, but we're leaning forward and we're leaning back. And you can move the foam roller a little bit in the same direction it was going, and then lean forward and back. Lean forward and back. Are you finding those tight knots? I know I am. The first time I ever rolled my lat, I didn't know I have sore muscles until I started rolling them. Oh my goodness, I was crying. Okay, when you're ready, let's change over to our left side. Same thing here, not the armpit, but just behind it. Left hand is facing the ceiling. Your right hand could be holding the foam roller or holding your head. Don't strain your neck and use your feet for leverage. I feel this side more than my right, and you might feel the same thing. One side might be more uncomfortable than the other. That's quite normal. And if you need to stay on one side a little longer than the other, please feel free to do so. You can always pause me. I'll be here when you get back. All right. Now remember, you can always park it or lean into it by lifting your hip, or go forward and back. Forward and back, moving that foam roller a little bit. Go forward and leaning back. Good. Take your time with it. Kind of feel your muscles and see where the discomfort is, and roll that out. Okay, when you're ready, we're going to work on our glutes. Okay, I'm going to bring the foam roller back to the other side so that you can see me. And it's going to be behind me. Okay, make sure it's straight. I'm sitting in the middle of the foam roller. We're going to do this a few different ways, always different variations. I'm going to lean back here, and I'm going to roll back and forth. Both glutes on the foam roller for now. And you may or may not feel anything. And try not to put too much strain on your shoulder. Your weight should be half on your shoulder and half on your glutes. And if you move your toes inward and outward, you can actually go in a circular motion for your glutes. I'm going to actually now lean on my right side, and I'm going to move my toes back and forth. So there's really no pressure on my left glute. My left glute is barely touching the foam roller. So just my right side. I'm going in circles because I'm finding some knots and some muscles that need to be rolled out. The third thing you can do here, of course, is park it. You can find that spot and you can park. Or the last thing is, instead of moving the foam roller, you can move your legs in and out. I really feel this. I've got a spot here. It's a muscle that needs to be rolled out, and my leg's helping me. It's kind of like when you go to the massage therapist and you're helping the massage therapist by moving your legs back and forth. Okay, now let's try the left side. And now there's no pressure on my right glute. My left glute is the one that is on the roller. I'm moving my toes back and forth. Circular motion. I'm finding where the tightness is. And then now I'm parking and maybe moving my legs back and forth to find that knot and work out that knot. And you'll know if you have a tight knot or tight muscle in your glute, and you'll feel it right now. And this will really help you if you do sit a lot and you're on your computer working a lot. A lot of that lower back discomfort comes from your glutes. It's a rather big muscle. Okay, there you go. Well, there you have it. That was a quick 3 or 4 variations of rolling out the upper back, the lats, as well as your glutes. I also have the other video, which is focused entirely on foam rolling the legs. I hope you'll check that out as well. For now, please subscribe. Thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful day. And as always, be well.